Hey guys, it's Steve Collins. It's been a while since I did a Friday video, so I appreciate your patience. Things have been pretty crazy, pretty busy, but I wanted to address the subject real quickly. People ask me all the time, why are houses grossly overpriced in our neighborhood? Why are houses just insanely overpriced in our neighborhood? And they're not selling. So what's the story behind that? So I know this is going to upset realtors, and it should, because they need to be upset about this. So let's talk about it real quick. Most people don't realize this. If you were retired military or somebody that thought, I'm just going to go into real estate, and you started an interview with real estate companies, one of the first things that they would tell you when you go, well, how am I going to get new business? They'd say, we have a bone duty room where you can take bone duty and you can sit in the office and get all the calls that come in from all of our listings, and you won't sell the house that they're calling on, but you can meet people and you can talk to them and you get to know them, and you can say, well, that house is 200. Oh, you're only looking for something closer to 100? Well, I'm the hat lady of San Antonio, and I can help you buy a house anywhere. Are you working with a realtor? No, we're not. Well, let me come out and show you the house, and then we'll look around. So it's a lead generation issue. The majority of the activities that you see realtors engaging in the current marketplace are activities that are designed to do one thing, and that is to produce leads for that realtor. They're designed to produce leads for that realtor. An interesting article that I read earlier last year did a study in Arizona that said if you had a listing agent, an agent that helped people sell their house, that took 25 listings on January 1st, and on June 30th, at the end of those 6-month listing period, at the end of that 6-month period of having 25 listings, if they completely failed, a 100% failure, and didn't sell one single house, that agent still would have made a ton of money if they would do a few things. If they would do 3 open houses during that 6 months per house, if they would send out just listed and just sold cards to the neighborhood where the home was listed, if they had any type of an internet presence with an aggressive marketing strategy, and if they put flyers out front. How could they have made a ton of money? Because they should pick up 2 new buyer clients over a 6-month period of time, working that listing, marketing it, getting calls on that listing. They didn't sell one single house, complete listing specialist failure. Didn't sell one house, still made 100 grand. Okay, so you're going, what? I don't get it. Well, that's what it's about. Realtors are in 2 businesses. We're in the lead generation business and in the real estate service business. My business model of working by referral has come from actually helping people get their homes sold. When I compete with some realtors that go in and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, most of the people don't realize that those are activities that are primarily designed to get leads for the realtor. Why will they list it at an insane price? Because a lot of realtors know this. They're going, get the listing, get the listing. They go into the listing appointment not with the motive to tell the people the truth about what their house is worth, which, by the way, doesn't come from a crystal ball or a gut feeling. There's empirical data that you can see from the previous 6-month sales that tells you exactly what the houses are selling for, and thus what they will appraise for. But realtors are so jacked up about, I gotta get the listing, that they'll placate the sellers and go, oh, Sally, I know you want 50 grand more for your house because you got that gold paint you got from Jerusalem that has all that sand in the wall that Jesus might have walked on, girl. Yeah, you spent 50 grand for that? Let's ask 50 grand more. That's great. And that realtor's thinking, Sandy's wacko. I'm never going to sell her house, but I'll get a bunch of buyer leads off of that. That's obviously unethical, but that's what's going on. Realtors not coming in, having the guts to deal with the horrible feeling of being the doctor in the white lab coat, walking in to a patient's presence with the CAT scan going, I'm really sorry, guys. It's not a headache. We need to talk. Nobody wants to be that bad guy. But that's the difference between a trusted advisor and somebody who's going to use you to get the listing. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it happened on a listing appointment yesterday. The people were absolutely blown away when I exposed this to them, and they thought, I can't believe it. So you're telling me that at this price this agent wanted to list, it won't even appraise for that? Absolutely not. It was 30 grand over what it would appraise for. And the realtor said, but I'll market it everywhere. I told him this. If Hummers were selling for 50 grand and you were in the market for a Hummer, okay, but you wanted 60 grand for yours, but Craigslist, everywhere, they were selling for 50 grand. You could give me a $10 million marketing budget. I could take every billboard on Look for 10, every billboard on 1604. I could take a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal, a full-page ad in our local newspaper. I could put every commercial on the news. and advertise your Hummer for 60 grand. And guess what? No amount of marketing can make the buyer that's in this market who can actually buy a house, no amount of marketing can make that buyer stupid and go, you know, darling, that Steve Collins is just so amazing. I see his listings everywhere. They're advertised everywhere. Baby, let's pay 30 grand more for that house than it's worth because his marketing is just so special. No, they're not doing that. They're intelligent buyers. They're astute. They've got money in the bank. They've got great credit. They know what they're doing. You know, they don't move quickly, and they look at the numbers. No amount of marketing can make a buyer stupid. The buyer that's in this market, the buyer who has money in the bank, great credit, they're ready to go. I mean, they're financially disciplined, they're financially astute, they understand how it works. They're the only ones in the market who can get a loan right now. So you can't fool them, and no amount of marketing can make them fool. But I guarantee you, agents are listing houses every single day that they know in their heart is grossly overpriced because they're thinking, okay, I'll turn this into my marketing tool. I'll get new listings from the neighborhood from my just listed, just sold cards. I'll get calls off the sign. I'll get my internet leads, and I'll get more business from me. I know I'm never going to sell this house. Obviously, that's wrong. There's no way I'm going to put a family out like that and have a husband and wife and kids making their beds, cleaning the dishes, keeping the house spotless, keeping the bathroom spotless, being on eggshells, spending all that time waiting for the right person to come in, when the only people who will probably come in are people that realtors are bringing in going, you see that house I want to sell you down the street, how it's priced so good? Look at this, these people are crazy. That's what realtors will do. They'll take them in grossly overpriced homes to prove a point to their client that the house that they really want to buy is actually a good value. So don't be fooled by that and recognize. So are realtors evil? Are they bad? Are they... No, they're people who live on commission. And if part of their marketing tool is to get new leads and they don't have the conscience that says, it is wrong, it's a lie, it's unethical for me to advise these people to list their house at a price that I know professionally will not happen. And I've talked to some realtors who will try to justify, go, well, but you know, some crazy person with cash could come along and buy it. Okay, yeah, what are the chances of that? I mean, if you told me I could have a trip to Hawaii with my whole family, and you'd give me a $50,000 shopping spree, and we could stay in the Waldorf Astoria on Maui, and you know, it would be 30 days paid for. But Steve, there's a 30% chance the plane's going to go down in the ocean with your family. I wouldn't even take it a 30% chance. If they said, you know, there's a 90% chance, who's going to get on that plane? Nobody. But these realtors are taking these listings at prices that there's a 99% chance that that one cash buyer is not going to show up and buy that house. Who pays the price? The homeowners. The homeowners pay the price. So you have to decide for yourself if that's right or wrong, but that's the deal. So working by referral for me, the reason I've been doing it for years is I go in, I advise, and I consult, and people make the right decision. Half of my listing appointments I don't take because the houses are simply not in a place where they can price them right. The people either owe too much on the property or they have unrealistic expectations, and that's not a win-win relationship. And I'm not using their house as my marketing tool to get me new business. That's just not the way I do it. So that's in a very large reason why you see grossly overpriced listings. And then you notice realtors will drop the price at the very end. At the end of the 6 months, let's drop the price so that we can get it sold. And then ultimately the house sells and the realtor makes the money, but they've gained leads all along the way. So I hope that's not too pressing. I just turned the light. I feel like that magician that wears the black mask and all the other magicians are ticked off at him. But if a realtor's ticked off by that, good. You should check your ethics. And for homeowners, I hope that educates you and gives you an idea of what's happening in the marketplace. God bless you. Have a great weekend.